Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I can't believe that I'm actually saying this loud and I can't believe that I'm actually filming this. I am back on YouTube and I'm insanely excited to create today's look. So guys, before we start the makeup tutorial today, I just want to take a couple of minutes to say that it's so good to finally be back on YouTube. I have the feeling that it's been way too long since I haven't done a makeup tutorial, but I'm so excited about the look I'm gonna do today because I feel inspired. Finally, after so long, after so much time, I feel inspired. This is what inspired me. A few days ago, I went to the launch of the new Kylie fragrance. The battle of this fragrance, the aesthetic, the smell. I had the feeling that this fragrance is gonna be so sweet, but it's actually a mix of sweet and it's fresh in the same time. I hope so much that you'll love the final look. Without any further ado, let's dive into it. Nothing starts without coffee first, though. Only one sip. I love these glasses, by the way. And the glass straw, they make such a huge difference. I bought them from Amazon as well. By the way, I'm gonna link everything I'm showing you guys in this video today, the products, the shades, and of course, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'm going to start with my eyebrows. I love to do this before I apply any skincare, any makeup, just because I have the feeling that the glue is actually lasting way much better and the finish is way much nicer. And if I'll have to say only one thing about the Refi glue, I would say that less is more. So make sure that when you apply it, use the tiniest amount of product, because otherwise it's gonna look way too much on the eyebrows, and I promise you guys, you won't love it and you will throw it away, because I was so close to do this. I've used it so many times and I was like, you know what, I don't like this product, I don't get the hype, it is what it is, I'm gonna throw it away, and that would be it. And afterwards I was like, you know what, I'm still gonna give it a try. And I saw some other people using it on TikTok and I was like, okay, that would make sense. And yes, less is more. And since then, I can actually say that I love it. If you guys are not new here and you saw some of my previous makeup tutorials, or if you guys are following me on Instagram or on TikTok, then you would know that I have stubborn eyebrows. They are so difficult to fix them, to set them, and to make them look nice the entire day. And I always struggle to find the right products to use. So yeah, this one, it's a good one. If it works for my stubborn eyebrows, then I'm absolutely convinced that it's gonna work for you as well. Now I'm just gonna leave it a couple of seconds to get dry, but not too much. And afterwards, you can actually use this brush. So I'm gonna show you. Now we have this brush, which goes into the tube, the one that you use to apply the product. And we also have this type of brush, which has like some sort of comb, which you can use to fix your eyebrows after you apply the product. But I don't like that one. I actually love this type of brush. This one is from Morphe. It's not clean, I'm so sorry, but I've used it so many times and I don't want to clean it, just because when I have some products in the brush, on the brush, I actually have the feeling that I can achieve a better look. As you can see, now I can finally set my eyebrows and they actually stay in place. Now to fill in any empty spaces and to actually give the shape of my eyebrows, I'm gonna use Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Deep Brow Pomade shade Top, or Taupe. I think it's top because you don't have the accent at the end, right? What I usually love to do is to take a small amount with the brush directly. By the way, if you don't put the cap right away after you use it, make sure to put it like this on a flat surface, not on your hand, on a table, because in this way you will avoid your product to get dry. Now after I took the product, I'm just gonna apply it on the back of my hand because I want to make sure that I don't actually use way too much product, and then I'm gonna slightly start to fill in any empty places and actually give the shape of the eyebrows, as I said. Let's try to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see way much better what I'm doing here. If it's the case, then I'm gonna try to create some small hair strokes that basically imitate the natural hair, because I want to get more like a very natural finish of the eyebrows. I don't want to have very dark eyebrows because, you know, this is gonna give the illusion that you are a bit angry, upset, And sometimes I also have the feeling that the eyebrows, which are way too dark, actually make you look a little bit older. Okay, and I'm gonna try right over here with what's left on the brush. I'm gonna try to fill in at the beginning of the eyebrow just because I want to have a slightly lighter finish than at the end of the eyebrow. In this way, I will give the illusion that I have some sort of lifted finish, lifted look when I have super hydrated lips. So this is actually the right time when I have to apply a lip balm, a lip treatment. In my case, I'm gonna use this lip treatment from Ole Herniscan. I have the feeling that I didn't pronounce right the name of the brand. By the way, you can also apply this at night before you go to bed. In the morning when you wake up, your lips would look amazing. I promise you, I did this multiple times with so many products, and this one it's actually one of my favorites. Instead of an eye base, I'm gonna use Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. This one is in shade 3.5 Light Honey. Again, I'm gonna apply it on the back of my hand. I always do this when it comes to any creamy products. Then I'm gonna take a flat brush and I'm just gonna apply it all over the eyelid. I'm sorry about my brush, it's super old, but it's so good. I love it so much, and I just can't get rid of it because I can't find another one that actually works in the same way as this one does. I love so much to use this concealer instead of an eye base. This one actually helps with neutralizing any redness that you might have. When I discovered that I can use it as an eye base, I said goodbye to all of the eye bases I've tried before. I used to be a huge fan of the P. Louise eye base. I used to love that one so much, but I discovered this one in the meantime, and since then I just didn't change it anymore. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see much better. As you can see on this eyelid, I have some redness as well, so you will see how nice the concealer is gonna cover. And I also love the texture of the product. So I'm using a mirror and it's kind of hard. I have no idea if you guys can see very well on the camera what I'm doing here. Most probably I'm gonna discover this. Oops, I applied a tiny bit on my eyebrow. I don't want to do that. So I was saying that I'm gonna discover this when I edit the video. Hopefully it's not way too late. I'm gonna leave it like this. The nice thing about this concealer is that you can actually build it up, and if you need more coverage, then you can apply a bit more. Small trick before I set the concealer is to take a damp beauty blender. So once again, a damp beauty blender, not a wet one. And just make sure that you blend out product that I applied before on the eyelids. In this way, I'm gonna make sure that I take the excess. I have no idea how long it's been since I haven't done a very colorful makeup look. This is the palette that I'm gonna be using to create the eye look. Most probably I'm gonna use this color here. All the Juvia's palettes are so pigmented. They blend so nice. The finish is so nice. Before I start applying any eyeshadow products, I'm just gonna set the concealer. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty powder. I love it so much. And I'm gonna use one of these powder puffs, which makes such a huge difference each time I'm applying any of the powders because of their shape. You see, it's so easy to go into the inner corner and on those small places. You can actually see how nicely I took off the shine. So if you have oily skin, I would say that this is one of the best tricks ever. Just use a tiny bit of powder before you apply any foundation. It's gonna make such a huge difference, and the finish is gonna be flawless, and the foundation, it's actually gonna last way much longer. Now we finally start the eye makeup. I want a matte eyeshadow to apply it right into the crease just before I go with the green shade. The color that I'm gonna use is this one right over here, and I think afterwards, because I want to actually add a little bit more intensity, you will see what I mean by that, I'm gonna use this dark eyeshadow, but I don't want to apply it all over the crease, only at the end, because I want to give the illusion of a cat eye, I would say. Okay, so let's start with this eyeshadow in the crease. I am using back and forth motions, and I'm gonna start right here from the end of the eye, and I go towards the end of the eyebrows. So this is the line that you want to follow. The other line actually goes into the crease Again, we are starting from the end because this is where we want the intensity. When you do this, just make sure that you look straight into the mirror, because in this way you'll know way much easier where you actually have to place the product when you do this type of looks, especially if you have hooded eyes. I'm gonna go back and forth with this color, and we can say that we are actually creating the canvas for this eye look. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other eye. Towards the end of my eyebrows, I'm just gonna apply the same color underneath the eyes, but I'm gonna make sure that I don't go with the color right to the inner corner. It's also so important the way you hold your brush when you do this. So until now, the way I hold the brush was like this. And now, when I want to elongate and I want to blend it outwards, I'm just gonna change the way I hold my brush, and I'm just gonna do this type of movement. This is how it should look by now. I know it kind of looks crazy, but I promise you it's gonna look nice by the end. We are moving forward with this color here, and I'm just gonna take a flat brush. This should be the fun part. I'm applying it on the center of my eyelids. Usually these eyeshadows, they are looking way much better if you are using your fingers when you do this. It's actually not that hard to apply it with my fingers, with my long nails. Okay, so I'm gonna build the intensity on the center of the eye. Next step is to build a little bit of intensity in the outer corner of the eye, and I'm just gonna go with a black eyeshadow. Okay, so this is how it should look so far. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm not gonna blend it anymore because the next step is to actually apply the eyeliner. This is another product which is not new on the market, but it's relaunched. It's actually back on the market. It used to be viral a while ago and everyone was asking the brand to bring it back. It's the NYX Vivid Matte Liquid Eyeliner. I love it so much because of the brush mainly. It's so thin and you can easily create not only a bold eyeliner look, but you can also create a very soft eyeliner look, which we actually love to apply and to wear most of the days. The brush is super flexible as well, so it's gonna be so easy to work with it. And the product, it's so pigmented. I love this so much about it. The fact that it's matte, it's also a plus because I love a matte eyeliner. Another amazing thing, I don't know if this already got dry or not, is that it's so long lasting. As you can see, it's not moving at all. Now it's gonna be a little bit difficult to do the eyeliner because I actually don't like to do it in front of the camera because I don't know what's the best angle for you guys to see it. I don't know how to do it, but the secret when it comes to the way I do the eyeliner is to use small movements and to stop talking. You don't have to do it from once, you know. I usually love to do like a very long eyeliner, but this time I'm not gonna do that. So you will see that it's gonna be slightly different. Now this is the type of brush we are actually working with next. A very small one, because as I said, we want to blend the eyeliner. I don't want to remove anything that I applied before. I'm just going to use the same eyeshadow that I've used before from the Morphe brush, and with gently motions, make sure that you have a light hand when you do this. Go back and forth, apply the black eyeliner. I don't want to have any harsh lines, any difference between the eyeliner and the eyeshadow that I've applied before. And in this way, the makeup and the colors all together feel way much connected. Camera just died, so I had to change the battery. So the next step is to use a black liner on the waterline. I'm going to use this one from Revlon. I love it so much because it's so pigmented, so creamy as well. I'm just gonna use my fingers to make sure that I help myself when I do this, when I apply the product on the waterline. I'm going to give a nice lift to my eyelashes. I'm gonna go with false eyelashes as well, but before I do that, I'm just gonna make sure that I apply the mascara. I'm using this one from MAC Cosmetics. This is such a good product. I'm usually not a huge fan of this type of brushes, but this one, for some reason, it actually does the job, and it makes it so easy to apply the mascara. Probably you can't see much right now because we have way too much dark eyeshadow and eyeliner as well, but I'm gonna use it at some point without any eyeliner and anything else on, so you can see the difference. If you follow me on Instagram or on TikTok, you can find some old videos where I'm using this one, and you can see how it actually looks like. I'm gonna apply it on the lower lashes as well. Okay, so I applied the false eyelashes, and now the last thing I want to do is to apply the same color I've used on the eyelid over here in the inner corner of the eye. Before I apply any foundation, any primer, I'm just gonna take a wet tissue and I'm just gonna clean all the area here underneath the eyes, just in case I have any eyeshadow since I did the eye makeup. I always recommend this, especially if you're not sure how dusty are your eyeshadows, or if you don't have enough experience doing this. Now, the first thing I want to do is to apply a primer. I'm gonna use this one from Lancome. I'm using it for the very first time. I'm super curious about it. It's a illuminating makeup primer that gives 24 hours of hydration. In my opinion, it's super important to use. Oh, this is kind of watery. So I was saying that it's so important to use a good primer, because a good primer and the way that you prepare your skin before you apply any makeup, it's so important. And I'm talking about skincare as well. If you use the right face base, if you use the right moisturizer, if you use the right primer, you will help your makeup to last way much longer. It's gonna help you so much to achieve that flawless finish, because guys, once again, I suppose that many of you heard this before, no makeup is gonna look well on your face. It's not gonna last well if you don't take the time to prepare your skin. And I'm not talking about having the perfect skin, because as you can see, I don't have the perfect skin either, but I'm talking about having healthy skin. Let's not forget that in general, skin has texture, and it's absolutely normal for that to happen. If you're an oily skin girl, as I am, then you will have large pores. From time to time, you will also get so many breakouts. And it's okay, don't worry about that. I remember that I used to put so much pressure. Now when I look back and when I think about it, I'm like, why did I do this? Why did I put so much pressure on me? Because it was not the case. And I know for sure that my life would have been way much easier if I would just decided to take it slow, learn about my skin, learn about how can I help me, my body, my skin, and my mind as well. I truly believe that it's all about balance in life, not only when it comes to makeup or to the food or to how much sport you do and so on. That's another topic. We can talk about it in one of my future vlogs. Now I have the feeling that I actually gave enough time to the primer to get into the skin. This is also another makeup hack, another recommendation, which I believe that it makes a huge difference. Give enough time to your primer, to your skincare products to get into the skin, and only afterwards go with the foundation, concealer, and so on. And talking about foundation, I'm gonna use this one today from Lancome Painted All Ultra Wear Foundation. I have it in shade 135 Neutral. I kind of have the feeling that it's gonna be a little bit lighter than my shade today, because I've applied some self-tan. I don't know much about this foundation, but I'm just gonna read directly from the box because I think it's super important to know this. It's suitable even for oily skin or sensitive skin. This is me, and I'm pretty sure that it might be some of you that are watching this video right now. It's oil-free, non-comedogenic, it's transfer and sweat resistant, heat and humidity proof, retouch free, and oil control. It's non-drying, all-day color true, covers all imperfections, smooths and evens complexion, and minimize pore visibility. I usually love to apply it on the back of my hand. You can actually see that it's quite light. Okay, so I'm gonna take a beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend it out nicely on this side. Maybe next time when I do a review, if you guys want a review of this foundation, just make sure that you let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you can see it well enough on the camera how it looks like right now. I have the feeling that the coverage, it's so good. You saw how much product I applied and it looks so nice, and in the same time it feels so lightweight on the skin, and the finish is not matte but it's not glowy either. So I don't know if you saw that, but it covers so beautiful. You know what? Only now I read on the bottle that you are supposed to shake it. But anyway, I have the feeling that it still looks amazing, and I'm just so impressed with the coverage and the finish. I just pray that you can see it on the camera as I can see it in my mirror. It looks so good, and I have the feeling that I have a new favorite foundation. So now after I shaked it, I hope it's enough. I'm just gonna use maybe 2 pumps again and make sure that I build it up when I need where I need a little bit more coverage, because I'm actually quite curious to see how it looks when you try to build it up, how the coverage is gonna be and how nice it's gonna look, because I'm always afraid of foundation that when you try to build them up, they won't look as nice as they looked initially when you apply them. I'm absolutely impressed so far. I'm just gonna try not to apply it underneath the eyes as well, because I want to go with the concealer, as I have a new concealer that I want to try. If I wouldn't have to try a concealer today, I would go with what's left on the beauty blender underneath the eyes as well, and I will skip concealer if I would have to do like an everyday look. It looks nice, isn't it? It looks so nice. The concealer that I want to use today is this one from Clinique. Clinique, again, is such an amazing brand, and they have so many skincare products, which I love. And when I saw that they have a new concealer launched, I was like, you know what? I have to try it. Okay, so the applicator looks a little bit different than anything that I've tried before. So I'm just curious how this one is gonna help. Okay, it's not my shade. It's definitely not my shade. It's way too dark. It's such a shame because I would have loved to apply this one today, but I can't do it. It's so annoying. I tried to blend it out, but yeah, it's way too dark. It's actually way much darker than I was expecting to be. This is shade CN58 Honey. And most probably I could use this one to contour the face instead of a bronzer. Let's try to remove it slightly, and I'm just gonna try to find another concealer which I'm gonna use. I'm going to use Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. This is one of my favorites. It's such a good coverage, such a beautiful finish as well, and it lasts so nice. And now I'm just gonna use my beauty blender to blend the concealer nicely underneath the eyes. We need a little bit of bronzer, so I'm gonna use this one from KVD. This is in shade Light Warm, if I'm not wrong. And I'm just gonna apply only 2 dots. As you can see, I'm just using tapping motions to blend it out. It's pigmented, but not way too pigmented in the same time. I love the finish. It looks so beautiful. To use a Shy Boy today. And I'm just gonna apply maybe 1 or 2 dots to 3 dots. Let's hope that it's enough. I don't remember exactly how pigmented this was. I just realized that it's been so long since I didn't use it. I bought it from TikTok because I saw it going viral at some point and I was just so curious about it. Yes, it's pigmented and it looks super nice. I'm just gonna blend it out with my fingers. It's time to set the makeup. I'm gonna be using the same powder I've used initially, Huda Beauty, and again the same powder puff, which I told you that I absolutely adore. I'm using tapping motions, and as you can see, it smooths out everything and it blurs my pores and any skin imperfection that I might have so nicely. A bronzer that doesn't need any description or introduction, the Laguna Bronzer from NARS. Such a beautiful shade and so easy to blend it. With the highlighter as well, I want to go very targeted. So I'm gonna use a super small brush and I'm just gonna apply it only when the natural light hits on the face, and that would be on my cheekbones, right over here underneath the eyebrow. So much these colors all together, I think they look so pretty. And a tiny bit on the bridge of my nose as well, not too much. Now I'm gonna remove anything I might have on my lips, such as gloss, concealer. I'm gonna use this color. This is a lip contour pencil from Cascade of Colors. I have no idea if the brand still exists on the market, but I just love so much this shade and I love so much the texture of the liners. I'm just gonna stop talking now and do my liner. I'll apply the tiny bit of blush on the center of my lips, and I love so much how it looks like. This is the liquid blusher that I've used before. Usually it's so beautiful to use on the lips, a very similar color to the one that you applied it on your cheekbones. And because the products that are launched on the market these days are so versatile, I actually applied the blush, and I am so much in love with the finish. I think this is actually such a nice lip combo, isn't it? And yeah, this is the final look. I can't tell you guys how incredibly happy I am that I managed to film this look, and as I said that I'm back on YouTube. I hope so much that you love the final result, and if you guys watched this video by this point, I'm insanely grateful for you spending the time with me here today. Please say hello in the comments below, and in this way I would know that you guys enjoyed watching this video. And also, if you haven't done this yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel. It's gonna mean the world. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!